You may be wondering how many calories to reach my goal weight. This is a huge question, and I've got the answer for you, so stay tuned. In this video, we'll go over what is a calorie and do calories even matter? And then we'll cover where the calorie guidelines even came from. And last, I'll let you know the best method to determine your calorie intake to lose weight. So do you guys remember that old movie called Steel Magnolias? I think it was Olympia Dukakis and Julia Roberts and Sally Fields and Dolly Parton, all the good actresses and actors in there, just awesome. Steel Magnolias. You remember that part? Well, remember at Shelby's wedding where I think Dolly Parton was having a slice of the wedding cake and a lady walked by and said, calories, calories, like that to her, and she went, nah. That's how people feel about calories. They're demonized. I mean, it can cause a visceral reaction when you even think about calories. But calories aren't bad. Calorie is just a unit of energy. That's it. You need calories to live. You can't survive without them. Calories are needed to sustain life, but they've been demonized. So you've heard of calories in, calories out. CICO is what it's also called. And that's a whole paradigm that just looks at calories. But you can't just look at calories. I mean, yes, calories matter. They really do, despite the many experts out there and well-meaning, highly intelligent doctors that say, I don't pay attention to calories, they don't matter at all. They absolutely matter. Yes, they matter. But a calorie is not a calorie. Calories are not all created equal. Look, I had a 10-ounce strip loin steak for breakfast. I think it was 735 calories. So you're telling me that if I ate 735 calories of Twinkies for breakfast versus 735 calories of steak for breakfast, those are the same? Those are absolutely not the same. I would not be standing here right now talking to you with all this energy if I ate 735 calories worth of Twinkies. Because if you compare Twinkies and a steak, that's going to react totally different in your body. It's going to be the hormone shift. It's going to be an energy. It's going to affect your insulin, the amount of insulin that you trigger, the amount of glucagon, how fast your insulin comes down. So the 735 calories of Twinkies and the 735 calories of steak are going to look totally different on your body. So no, the calorie is not a calorie. They're not created equal. They don't react the same in your body. But yes, calories matter. The law of thermodynamics still applies here. You can't lose weight if you're eating an excess of calories. You just can't. If you want to lose weight and you want to lose body fat, you're gonna have to put yourself in a calorie deficit. Now, there are a lot of programs out there that will put you in a different calories deficit in different ways. We're not gonna get into it. That's a different video for a different day. But you still have to mind your calories. Even me being in maintenance, I still have to mind my intake. If I eat or if you eat in an excess every day, you will gain weight. It doesn't matter if you're eating an excess of steak every day, you're still gonna gain weight. You're still gonna gain weight. There's no way around that. So the question is, well then, Christy, can I lose weight if I have McDonald's every day? Yeah, the shocking answer is yeah, probably. Yes, if you eat in a calorie deficit. If you have McDonald's 3 meals a day, but you're having fewer calories than what you burn, you're probably gonna lose weight. The caveat there is you're gonna feel like absolute garbage in this whole process. But yeah, the scale will go down. The thing to remember is a calorie is not just a calorie. They are not created equal. They react differently in your body according to the macros, according to the quality. Lots of factors go into how a calorie is handled in your body and how it shows up on your body aesthetically. So before I go to my next point, I want to hear from you. Comment below and tell me, what was your reaction when I started to talk about calories? Did you start to get a little bit like, sweat above the lip and a little bit like, oh, Christy, I don't want to talk about this. I want to know what your impression of calories is. So where did the calorie guidelines even come from? Now, the USDA started to recommend the first dietary guidelines, I believe in 1984. And that's when they started to come out with the food pyramid. I mean, I've done other videos on the food pyramid. Don't get me started. But in my opinion, I'm going to get started now. In my opinion, the food pyramid was the biggest disaster in U.S. history. Because since the dietary guidelines were introduced, we have had obesity and chronic disease skyrocket. But I digress. So the USDA recommends that we get anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500 calories per day. You can look on any food label and you're going to see that. You're going to see the dietary requirements for 2,000 calories a day, the dietary requirements for 2,500 calories a day. And it gives you the macros and it breaks everything down on how much you should have of each one. 300 million people on this planet, and we're all supposed to eat either 2,000 or 2,500 calories? Like, who's looking at that can of soup? Is it an 87-year-old grandma with a broken hip? Or is it a 23-year-old linebacker from Ole Miss? Who is it even talking to? To pigeonhole us all into two categories is ludicrous. It's absolutely insane that the USDA would recommend that we all eat in this category or this category. That's it, one of two. There's no bio-individuality about that. Would you agree with me? So I looked up the 2020 guidelines for somebody like me, my age, my activity level. It didn't really ask, I think it asked for my age and my activity level. It didn't ask for my height, my gender, or anything. And the guidelines, the USDA guidelines for 2020 said that I need 2,200 calories a day. Now, I know what my basal metabolic rate is, which is the rate of calories I burn at rest. And that's 1,406. So you're telling me that I need to eat 800 calories more per day than what it takes to keep me alive? I mean, like, I work out every day. Like, I walk my dogs and I go to CrossFit and stuff, but I don't burn no 800 calories. Like, I mean, this is just insane to me. I would absolutely gain weight in no time if I were to follow the USDA guidelines on how many calories I need per day. Look, I don't mean to sound mean, but have you looked at the board members for the USDA? Almost all of them are overweight, obese, and sick. Almost all of them are not metabolically healthy. So we're going to get dietary and nutrition advice from a board of directors who are unhealthy and obese. Does it make any sense to you that your medical doctor, a well-meaning, highly intelligent medical doctor trained in the traditional medical paradigm, would give you weight loss advice when he or she is struggling with obesity themselves? When they're chronically sleep deprived, chronically dehydrated? I mean, does this make any sense? No. I don't believe in taking nutrition advice or health advice from someone who is not healthy. And yet these people are making up your guidelines, your rules on what's being taught in your children's schools, on what the military is following, on what kind of guidelines we're following in nursing homes. This is it is outrageous to me. The government does not know what they're talking about when it comes to calorie advice or health advice or food guidelines. They have failed us the past 70 years. They have failed us. They have demonized fat. They said that everybody needs low fat, and yet we're the sickest and fattest in human history. They do not know what they're talking about. So I don't believe in taking advice from the government when it comes to health and weight loss and nutrition. So when determining how many calories you need to reach your goal weight, who do you trust? Where do you turn? Because if you look on a doctor's office chart, or if you just look at an online calculator, if you just ask your friend, you ask your pastor's wife or your mailman, everybody's gonna have a different opinion. Even other weight loss experts that I rub shoulders with, my competitors, my friends, my colleagues, they even have a different opinion on how many calories you need to lose weight. So for you watching this video right now and perhaps determining how many calories you need to lose weight, I can understand why you'd be confused. You have to go by a proven method of success, in my opinion. You have to go with the person or the company or the method that has produced enough success stories and enough healthy people and go with them. I mean, I'm a big believer in you got to practice what you preach. I'm a big believer in be a product of your product. And I'm not going to take advice from a fat weight loss coach. I'm not. Do you think that to me, it's like, really? You want me to do this to lose weight, but you aren't even following it and it's not working for you? That's why I think the Code Red lifestyle is the best way. Not only do I produce proof every single day, and I have for the past 5 years, of people who have succeeded, but I am a success story. My parents are a success story. My sister, my husband, and then tens of thousands of rebels, hundreds of thousands of rebels over the past 5 years in this industry who have found hope and healing and have improved their metabolic markers and have lost weight through Code Red. So you can take all the guesswork out of this whole ball game by letting me write a program for you. I will calculate and I will determine how many calories you need in order to hit goal weight. Not only that, I'm going to tell you how much fat, protein, sugar, water, carbs, fiber. I'm going to talk to you about when to eat. We talk about meal timing, when to drink your water. We troubleshoot all the things going on in your life. Like if you've got a family vacation, Disney World, my team and I will help you plan and navigate through that. If you are crying outside a Haagen-Dazs ice cream because you desperately want to go in because you've been triggered, we will help you through that. We have a tried and true program that is going to get that weight off of you, and then we will transfer you into maintenance to where you can learn how to stay there for the rest of your life. And no, the calories that I give you in weight loss are not going to be the same in maintenance. I have a whole process for this. So let me write a nutrition program for you. I'll link it up below. You can find it below. But if you aren't ready for that step, because it's a big step and it's a big investment in your health, join our next 10-pound takedown challenge. You can lose at least 10 pounds in 30 days without shakes, pills, diet foods, or exercise. You just dip your toe into the lifestyle. It's super, super simple, and figure out if you like my method of teaching, because it's the proper human diet. It's not a question of whether you like the diet. It's not a diet. It's real food, water, and sleep. But you gotta like the way I deliver it to you. And the 10-pound takedown is a really great way to determine whether this is the right fit for you. So I'll link that up below as well, and I'll see you on the next video.